All right, I've got an interesting story for all of you. It's not that uncommon these days for businesses to try and get a gimmick, some way to get articles written about them. Only recently, though, did we see discrimination as a very widely used tactic. It started with a lot of coffee shops essentially charging a pink tax or charging men more. There were several places like this that ended up closing because, well, people don't put up with that. It's cool, it's cool to talk about it, but there were multiple places that tried to pull this. Now, the new thing is to charge white people more. And the way they're getting around it is simply by saying that they're giving a discount to non-white people. Obviously, we all know if this were any different, if the colors were reversed, obviously this would be not allowed. Remember this? Vegan Cafe charged 18% man tax, now set to close. And there were all sorts of options like this, all sorts of stories like this. This is a cafe that caused controversy by charging male customers a man tax to bridge the gender pay divide is now closing. Handsome Her, a vegan cafe, sparked global debate in 2017 when it announced that it would offer women priority seating and charge men 18% more to, quote, reflect the gender pay gap, which we all know is a fallacy. I mean, it's so weird to me that, again, this is from, I'm going to bring it up because there's people still doing it. But it started as like this, oh, well, we're going to go and we're just going to, give a discount. It's not mean-spirited. We only want women, which, again, I think is stupid. Here's in these coffee cafes, right? Here's my promise to you, by the way. You can go to coffeebrandcoffee.com right now or use the link in the description, and I will give both men and women 10% off. Now is a great time to check out our fall flavors, which are ridiculously delicious. Pumpkin pie, butterscotch toffee, spiked jack-o'-lantern, all available in whole bean and ground. We have over 25 different other coffees available, including, obviously, our premium unflavored coffees. Dark, light roast, we have decaf, we have K-Cups, double caffeinated stuff like blueberry cobbler, orange creamsicle, strawberries and cream, cold brews, everything. And guess what? I want to just sell all of it to all of you. And I don't care if you're a man or a woman. It seems like that's what you'd want to do if you were a business. Now, I suppose you have to get creative with the headlines, but this is an interesting one. New York City bar makes white people pay more to get in. Now, a lot of people are saying, how is this legal? Well, I think first of all, they're just giving a discount. So you have tier 1, first cut of the pie, sold out. Tier 2, felon fatale, $35. Tier 3, nearly knocked out, $40. And the last gasp is $45. I think the way they do these is if you buy early, you get cheaper tickets. I think that's what this is. And then you see $25 BIPOC equity tier. That's, what is this, biracial or person of color? For BIPOC guests only, experiencing financial hardship and do not fit this description, reach out. I mean, to me, this is just really stupid. I don't really understand. I don't get why you want this. I guess if you live in a city, first of all, it's extraordinarily condescending to black folks. I would think that you're basically like, well, you need to pay less money because you're poor. I mean, I don't know. This place is called, I wanted to look up a noir fresh meat at the Red Pavilion. Is it? Let's see how their reviews are. I wonder if this is working out for them or not. Well, it opened back in 2023, and apparently they need. Oh, they have. Looks like they've got pretty good reviews. Let's see. Takeout and delivery in Brooklyn, New York. Okay, well, good for you. Let's see. Let's check this place out. Let's see if I want to pay extra as a white to attend it. Let's check out some of the reviews. Okay, 5 stars. 5. Oh, looks like an interesting place. All local guides. Interesting. Curious. Here's someone who left a 1 star. Do not come here if you're looking for anything even close to a regular dim sum experience. They claim that they're creating an innovative dim sum experience by putting goji beans, caviar, and sriracha mayo on your dim sum dishes. Whoa, look how mad that person is. Probably a white person. I'm guessing. I'm guessing that there's probably a white person that left that review, maybe. And then that's what sparked all this. I don't even understand, why somebody would want to do this. It's extremely stupid and extremely racist. And also, I would assume that, as somebody who is a biracial or person of color, I don't think you want to buy an affirmative action steak. I think you want to pay the same as anyone else. This is what, when people always say this, liberals are the real racists. It's really hard to refute that. It's really hard to go up against that because it really is. It's whether you're either charging white people more money, which would be racist, or you're assuming black people can't pay enough, can't pay the same prices, which is also racist. Some of the replies, obviously, I wonder if they, I wanted to see if they had the Red Pavilion. I wanted to see I wanted to check their Twitter feed quick because that could be very interesting. The Red Pavilion, I'm sure it's like the Red Pavilion Restaurant, NYC or something like that. NYC. No, maybe not. NYC's hottest new nightclub, the Red Pavilion, opens in Bushwick. Well, it's curious. Nobody's talking about it. So maybe that's the issue. To me, the best thing you can do, people say, why is this legal? How is this legal? Well, I think the best thing you can do is spread the word and just say, hey, well, if you don't want white people's money, then good luck. Now, there are businesses that could survive on that, especially in New York City, if you wanted to ban white people from your restaurant. Because to me, charging more money to get in is in fact, it's no different than banning because it's creating a barrier to entry based on skin color. It's wild that this is still a thing. But what can you say? I don't really buy into any of this garbage, and I don't live in New York City, but it'd be very easy to just never eat there again. There's a million restaurants, and people just think, oh, we can do this. Again, we just talked about it in a survey, that recent survey that said 90 or 70% of people don't want their companies to get political. Hey, you're black-owned business. You want to give a discount to other black people. That's your right. Okay, you can do that. That's fine. As long as, and obviously I can't stop you from doing that. But what I can say is, then you must also acknowledge that if a white person did it, it would be viewed extremely differently. And then you're going to dance around and say, well, that's because of institutional racism. And all white people are born with exactly the same amount of money and all have the exact same background as everyone else. And they've lived life on easy street because they're white. That's how these people will justify it. They're like, well, I'm just leveling the playing field because, all white people are born rich, just like all black people are born poor, right? That's that same level of thinking. That's the same logic that these idiots have. There are thousands of black people that have more money than I'll ever have, okay? Tens of thousands, maybe even more than that. It's not about your skin color. It's more about where you grew up and what your parental situation was and, what you did with the opportunities you have. You want to make that argument? You want to say we're giving a cheaper price to people who are orphans or people who are unemployed? You know, all people of all skin colors are unemployed right now. It's tough. You know, bring a voucher for your 9% interest rate mortgage and we'll give you a cheaper ticket price. That affects everybody. But the idea, you know, it's just different when they do it. It's still discriminatory. See, this is very discriminatory. If you ask me, charging based on their race or ethnicity is unethical. All individuals, regardless if they're BIPOC. Oh, I've said it wrong the whole time. It's black, indigenous, people of color, or white should be treated fairly and equally. Yeah, I would agree. But I guess they get a headline, and I guess they get this video. I wonder if it's going to affect their reviews at all. You know, once people see this stuff, once it leaves their little woke bubble. Stupid. Can't wait for them to close.